no mode, you know. Bottom line sports show, master plan, flow, canteen, and I take Jake Fo show. One professor knows when alley-oop jamming and 10 toes never fold out to win. The boys were better.
I need my hands.
Let's go. Street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and Sports professor, you know. Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme citing your girl's DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands.
Let's go. Street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and Sports professor, you know. Yo, Street Professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and Street! Stop! Yo, what up, friends?
What's happening, my brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. My bad about the 5 minutes being late there. So, can you hear me well? Hold on, let me get my...
All good, bro. Okay. Yeah, I hear you real good, man. All good, bro. All good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got downstairs and I was all set up, and then I do it down in my music room downstairs. So I was all set up, and this band comes in, and this band is like, "Hey, do you mind if we use the space to practice our music?" Because they had a show coming up, and I was like, "Man, I don't want to be mean." It wasn't like I was teaching a class or anything, so I was like, "All right." So I had to pack everything up and run up here. Now I'm upstairs on my business level on the 10th floor. So we here. We good, y'all. My bad. A few minutes late, but we are here. It is going to be an excellent episode. Let's bring on our comrades. First of all, our main man, Hot Take Jake. Welcome to the stage, my brother. So as it is, the bottom line, you already know. Canteen to my left, maybe my right, I'm not sure. And my man Hot Take Jake downstairs. Our leader, Flo, is off, still in training for the next couple weeks, but he does say hello and pass on his greetings. That being said, we are happy to have you here. Make sure you go ahead and join our Facebook group at The Bottom Line Sports. Yes, The Bottom Line Sports. Join our Facebook group. We talk a lot of trash in there. Flo's always posting news. We post memes, sports, everything as well. Go ahead and go to YouTube. If you're watching us from there right now, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button on the Bottom Line Sports. Or if you're on another channel, maybe you're on Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Go ahead and subscribe to that as well, because we love you there, posting a lot of videos. Also, as Jake likes to remind me, we are on all of your podcast platforms. Spotify, Apple, etc. And right now, since Flo is out, the Bottom Line page has not been updated lately, but have no fear, because your boy at the Ball and Buds has been uploading every episode the next day. So you can already hear last episode is there now, and you will hear this one when I upload it tomorrow. So Ball and Buds, search that on all of your podcasting, and you'll find us there as well. Also, if you're watching us from Let's Talk Sports, go ahead and subscribe to them. They are our sponsor, Let's Talk Sports. And from Let's Talk Sports, we welcome in our good friend of the show, Alan Perales. What is going on?
What's up, man?
What's up? How you guys doing today?
Man, for a Tuesday, it's been a really busy sports day, hasn't it, gentlemen?
Oh, boy, has it.
Well, Alan, go ahead and plug any of your stuff with Let's Talk Sports, and then we'll get into it.
Alrighty, so for me, you can see me, well, actually, I'll be on later tonight on on the Rec Room Sports podcast. So definitely check that out on Let's Talk Sports later tonight. That'll be at 9:30 Eastern, I believe. So definitely check that out. Our NFC East Roundtable tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about some off-season stuff. And then, of course, I do the Cowboy Show with Ken and Flo. Not sure if we're going to have a show this week because I do have some stuff going on. But there's a lot of things that we got to talk. We'll probably talk some off-season stuff here within the next couple of weeks on what the Cowboys should do going into the draft and free agency and whatnot. And then, of course, I have my interview show, which is one-on-one with AP. That just started up this, a couple weeks ago. This week's episode is going to feature the Mad New Yorker himself, Carlos Chavez from Northeast Streaming Sports. So definitely check that out.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the support, Carlos, and everybody who's supporting us. Y'all go support Let's Talk Sports as well. Shout out Daniel Barry. Thank you for tuning in as always. Y'all go ahead and tap in with Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. GB, thank you for tuning in as always. Let's go Ravens, okay? Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of football here in a little bit, actually. We got some other good news to get to first, but we'll get there in a second. Betty's training. Yeah, well, you never know what Flo might be doing. He's out there in the metaverse somewhere, so we just hope that he is all right. That being said, gentlemen, what I'm going to do, because I forgot a cable upstairs, so I got to run upstairs real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave y'all off with the NFL topic about the coaching rumors, so y'all can get started talking on that, and then I'll be right back down. So the rumors right now have it that Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers are pretty much almost agreed to a deal. They're in the final steps of that becoming a likelihood, which would leave Belichick's options right now, conceivably, with McCarthy staying in Dallas, as Atlanta, because they are the only serious suitor for him. Now, Atlanta has been kicking the tires on a lot. Bless you, Chick Can. The Falcons have been kicking the tires on a lot of coaches, but Belichick seems to be their main aim. And those are the two main coaches that people want to hear about. So, my friends, please go ahead and get into that, and I will be right back.
So, yeah, like you said, Harbaugh is pretty much a done deal at this point. I think they're going over some personal stuff that they need to get sorted out. But yeah, they at least have to interview a couple minority coaches, I believe, because of the Rooney Rule. But other than that, it just kind of seems like it's a done deal at this point. He definitely wants to come back to the NFL. I mean, the Chargers makes a lot of sense. Because, obviously they have a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert, who, we kind of question at times based on how the Chargers played this year. The question is going to be, what are they going to do on defense? Who's going to be his coordinators coming in? That'll be interesting to see who Harbaugh plucks in and brings in, whether it's from Michigan, whether it's from the NFL. It'll be interesting to see what kind of coordinators he gets to bring into Los Angeles for the Chargers.
Yeah. Here's what I want. You want to go first, Canty?
Go ahead, bro. You good? Go ahead.
Here's my point. Congratulations. You're going to get Jim Harbaugh, Chargers. But this tells me one thing and one thing only. Now, I heard he's going to bring his staff with him, a lot of his staff.
It's crazy.
But this is the end-all, be-all to me. Because what I've heard for the past 4 years is that quarterback out there in L.A. is a top 5 to top 7 quarterback.
Herbert?
That's what I've heard. That this quarterback could be a top 5, between a top 5, top 7 quarterback. People would pick this quarterback up. Here's my question, and this is my only question. Herbert, you're on the clock, buddy. It's now or never. There's no more excuses. 2 head coaches have now been fired under your watch.
Under his watch, yeah.
I'm tired of it. You better show up and show out. So this is my point and my point only. If Herbert does not make the playoffs and win at least one playoff game, he needs to be looked at seriously as if he is really a franchise quarterback. My question to you, Canteen, is do you take this Chargers team seriously now that Jim Harbaugh's there? And does Herbert get a pass anymore? Because I'm tired of his passes.
All right, man. So let me caveat on that first note, bro. Man, I think Harbaugh will get his bang for his buck in Michigan. Now I know he's had all this scandal with all this other crap that's happened at Michigan, but they won a national championship. I think he's better suited for college football because you have more control. You can bring these guys up. You can teach them. You can coach them. You can mentor them. You can give them leadership and all these different things. I think he's better suited at Michigan. Michigan was gonna make him the highest paid coach in NCAA history, like the highest paid coach. I think he should stay. Him going, I mean, when you're leaving a college organization going to the NFL, you got to fix a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are broken. They brought in Kellen Moore, he wasn't good. They brought in Staley, he wasn't good. And then who's the coach before Staley at the Chargers?
Was it Alex Lynn? I think it was Alex Lynn.
Anthony Lynn.
It was either Anthony Lynn, yeah. It was
Anthony Lynn, the brother, man. So if I'm Harbaugh and I'm a wise guy, I would stay at Michigan. I would stay at Michigan where you have more control. You got NIL. You got the college football platform. Do your thing there. Don't go to an organization where you got to build. You got to build. Everybody's put Herbert on the platform. I don't think he's the answer. He hasn't done anything in the past few years. And then when I look at the other coaching positions, I think Dallas. I think we made a mistake. I would have got rid of McCarthy. In Dallas. I would have brought in a new head coach, brought in a new offensive coordinator, brought in a new defensive coordinator. Because to be honest, I think Quinn's going to get a head coaching job. The Seahawks interviewed Quinn. And then lastly, when you look at Atlanta, they brought in the offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick, from the Texans. And then they brought in Raheem Morris. He used to be the defensive coordinator in Atlanta. They brought him in. And Belichick. But I think in order for Atlanta to win, I think Belichick is the answer. Because I think Belichick will be the one that cleans house. Let him be the head coach only. Don't let him be the GM, but let him be the head coach. Let him be the head coach and let him bring in what he needs to bring in to fit the organization. I think he'd be a good fit for that organization. You got guys like Mike Vrabel. Where does Vrabel go? Where does Mike Vrabel? Where does he end up coaching? He's on the market. And then I heard rumors today that Riverboat Ron, he may end up being the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. So I mean, the coaching market it's all over the place. But let's get back to what we were talking about at hand. The Chargers. Do I think Harbaugh should go there? I think that would be a huge mistake. I think that's asinine. He'd be a fool to go there and coach, because you got to build the organization. You got to build it. Hell, your Broncos were in contention in that division, Jake.
Well, here's the other point too. I mean, and I cannot stand this, but the Chiefs just made the AFC Championship game.
Right.
So they're a threat. Mm-hmm. Now I heard there's reports that Andy Reid's considering retiring. I don't see them winning no damn Super Bowl. Man. Sorry, Chiefs fans. Congratulations. You lucked out on beating the Buffalo Bills.
Pump your brakes on that, Jake. Let me tell you this right here, Jake. Pump your brakes on that. I'm gonna give you my projection on that. We're all over the place. Here's what's gonna happen on Sunday. Mark my words. Y'all have seen like the pictures and the colors and all the color scheme and the pictures and all that stuff. How they projected who's going to be in the Super Bowl. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is me and one of my buddies at Fort Drum talked about this today. Here's what I think. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will advance to the Super Bowl.
No.
Hell no. Wait. Listen. Let me finish. I believe it's rigged. It's hooked up like this. I think the Bills should have beat them Sunday, but they didn't, right? Here's what's going to happen. The Kansas City Chiefs will get to the Super Bowl. They get to the Super Bowl. Super Bowls were in Vegas. They get there. Kansas City will win the Super Bowl. And that's when I think that Travis Kelce going to propose to that girl and tell that girl he want to marry her. It's a money thing. I think the Raiders will go through the roof. That's just my opinion.
See, that's what all the outside football fans want. That's their perfect
scenario. Not what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Will beat them. But why I'm trying to bring up the Ravens' point is this factor. I think if Andy Reid loses, which I think he will this Sunday, he's going to look at it as I'm one game away from another chip, and I lost. I don't see him retiring after that. I heard Travis Kelce is considering retiring. I think if they win a Super Bowl, I think both of those guys would leave, and then it wouldn't be as bad for Harbaugh. But here's the thing, Harbaugh. The AFC is no joke. None.
Right, it's not.
You got Buffalo and Miami. And then the Jets are coming up. Mm-hmm. Okay?
I think Buffalo's done. I think they're done.
Really? With Josh Allen?
I think they're getting rid of McDermott. They're going to get rid of McDermott.
I had called that, which they should already.
If they get rid of McDermott, I think it would help them. But if they don't, they're done. They're done. Like, I can't take this Buffalo team seriously. I know they boat raced us in Buffalo back in December.
Yeah.
But you can't be in a position where you have Kansas City at home. You have all the cards on the table. You have everything going your way. You can't not take advantage of that and not score in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
When you don't score in the fourth quarter against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's when they tear you apart.
My whole point was this, though. I agree. I agree that the Bills, whether they fail or lose, I don't see them missing a playoff. Do you see them missing the playoffs next year?
I think they have at least one more year, maybe. I predicted they would miss it this year, and they were very close to it. So I think they're right there on that teetering. Super Bowl window, it's closed. It's done. But playoffs is still open.
I don't know if I could say that with Josh Allen there, man. What are we doing, man? What are we doing, Allen? Are we drunk right now?
He's 0-3 against Kansas City.
He's 0-3. And Kansas.
He's 0-3. Here's the thing. He's 5-1 against every other team.
I think they outplayed them that day. You don't think they outplayed them? I
agree with you. They outplayed them, but again, that fourth quarter when you don't score points and then you miss the game-tying field goal.
I blame Stephon Diggs. Did you not see that dot he threw, that 70-yard dot?
That was a beautiful pass. Yeah. Yes, I'll have to agree with you on that. But
my whole point to close off with the Los Angeles Chargers topic is in each division, you got practically 3 teams that are fighting for a playoff spot no matter what. In each division in the AFC. Jim Harbaugh, you have to now show up. I am tired of it. You need to show up, Herbert. Jim Harbaugh's going to be there. I will be damned if we let this man stay another year. He just got paid a bunch of money to miss the offs. And nobody is giving no excuses to this guy. This guy gets a pass every time I see him. I'm sorry, Herbert. It's time to you to put your money where your mouth is, man. You did exactly what everybody else got paid for. Joe Burrow. Lamar got paid for. These guys show up. They've been in playoff games and won. You made the playoffs and you were winning and you lost to Trevor Lawrence after he threw 4 picks. And you had a 4 touchdown lead on that man. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. No more passes. It's now or never. If Harbaugh goes to the Chargers, Herbert, you're on the clock, man. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, man.
I completely agree with you in that. Like I said, I think if I'm a Harbaugh guy, man, I'm staying in Michigan. If you're gonna make me the highest paid coach,
that Jim Harbaugh is gonna make, and you know what? I told a lot of my friends this, and I have friends, and this is my whole point on this.
I was staying in Michigan.
You do not know what you're doing going into that division. That division is not a slouch. That division is fighting.
It's not
everybody's
NFC,
beating each other up.
And if you look at it, on paper, like you said, Kansas City's in the AFC Championship game. I feel like the Vegas got better now that they're keeping Antonio Pierce and bringing a bunch of guys in there. I think Vegas is going to get better. I think Denver's going to get better. It depends on who they bring in at quarterback, but I think I like their defense.
Not only that, guys, really look at this. The Chargers are in cap hell. They have to let go of Khalil Mack. They paid Derwin James, an overrated safety, a bunch of money for no damn reason, and now they're hurting on that. I'm telling you, there have been some bad moves that these guys did that are really going to hurt them.
And here's the thing, even if they did have money, Stan Kroenke doesn't like spending money anyway, so the Chargers were already in cap hell regardless. So, they
better show up, man. That's all if Harbaugh, and I keep reading the reports now more than ever, it's all pointing that way. He better show up. I better see both of them show me what they're made of.
And I agree with you. I think he should go back to Michigan, but I don't think he wants to. And it's nothing against Michigan. It's the NCAA. He doesn't want to be a part of that. What's going on in college football right now? We can't play normal football, scout normally anymore because it's considered cheating. So it's like, coaches are going to get. But why do you think Nick Saban retired? He's done with this crap too. So
Nick Saban, I'm gonna tell you, Nick Saban can't handle the NIL. These players don't have respect for the coaches, and you got guys that jump in and out of the portal, man. And Nick Saban, old school coach.
I think the portal was a good idea for college basketball. College basketball, it has worked perfectly for college basketball. College football is nearly tearing it apart. Like, it is terrible for college football. College basketball, yes, it's working. It's working great. We're seeing it.
College football,
College football is terrible.
It is definitely like an outlaw kind of Wild West right now, like everyone just switching programs and things like that. And yeah, you're right, GB. I heard it too. I know Alan meant Spanos. He said Kroenke, but he meant Spanos with the Chargers.
I mean, it's the same person basically. So.
I mean, they're both cheap asses that own a Los Angeles team, so you're right about that.
Yeah, Spanos is just as bad as Kroenke. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, it's just one owns the Rams, one owns the Chargers, so they're both in LA. Let's just keep it how it is.
Exactly. Yeah, two penny pinching LA owners. You know, I didn't hear the whole conversation, but just my take on it is that if I am Harbaugh, I am a good coach. I am not a good coach. I'm a great coach. I took the 49ers to NFC championship games. I've won a national championship with Michigan. Aside from the owner being cheap, which is, yes, true. I'm not scared of these other teams in the AFC West. I'm not scared of these other coaches. If I'm Jim Harbaugh, I'm taking that job and I'm showing them that I'm just as good as my brother and I'm taking the Chargers to the Super Bowl. I don't think it pays for him to go back to Michigan. It's too much controversy, especially after last year with the sign stealing. Like you mentioned, NIL, transfer portal, everything's the Wild West right now. It would be more structured for him to go to the NFL and win there again like he already has. So as for Belichick, why are you giving me those eyes, Jake? Go ahead, say something then. If you got to say something, feeling froggy, jump.
I don't know how the hell. See, this is what frustrates me with Harbaugh. When did this guy become the best head coach out of nowhere? That he's qualified to be known as a top 5 head coach. He didn't do shit in the NFL. Congratulations, you made it to a Super Bowl.
I mean, what are we talking about?
I've seen a lot of guys do that. Are we
okay.
giving a lot of...
But yet your favorite coach in the world, Mr. Sean Payton, is only known and only good for the one Super Bowl he won.
And won it. There's a difference. Hey, right now, bro, I put Jim Harbaugh in the same category as Jeff Fisher, man. Hey, congrats. You made a Super Bowl. Are we considering him elite? Come on, man.
No, we're not. But Jim Harbaugh has proved in other places as well, like he just did with Michigan. So that's what I would say with that.
6 years. Is it going to take another 6 years?
In fairness to Harbaugh, he kind of did prove that Alex Smith wasn't a bust. And is the only coach that made Colin Kaepernick look passable.
These are both hard things.
When they went to the Super Bowl in 2013, when they played against Baltimore, that's Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh. Look, Jim Harbaugh is a good coach.
Let's not also forget he got boat raced in the first half of that game too. So
no, I mean
it really should have been a worse score. I know they came back late in that game.
Absolutely.
It should have definitely been a worse score because San Francisco just did not show up to that Super Bowl. Had it not been for the lights going out, it would have been a blowout.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get off of the coaches for now. We'll get updates on them later. As for Belichick, again, he's rumored to be just going to the Falcons, so I think that's what will happen there. Before we get Clubber D coming on to give us his 49er expert opinion, let's go ahead and start with the AFC. I did want to do NBA. Actually, you know what? We have a quick few minutes for NBA before Clubber D comes on. Let's do it. Alan, do you talk NBA? You want to talk some NBA?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk some NBA, because last night, y'all, was crazy.
Oh, man, here we go.
On the anniversary, yes, Ken, on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's 81-point game, there were two fellas that had some sparks in their shorts and went out there and balled out. Number one being Joel Embiid, who went for 70 points. That's right, a big old 70 burger. While, by the way, having 18 rebounds and 5 assists. The only player ever with 70 and 15 and adding 5 assists, because the only other two players to do that were Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain, and they did not have 5 assists. And they won, which is the more important part of the game. The other guy, Karl Anthony Towns, dropped 62 to set the Minnesota Timberwolves team record. But in a contradictory fashion, it happened in a loss, and in a very bad loss, because they were up 18 going into the fourth quarter. Now, I watched both of these games, and the dichotomy between the two were crazy. With Embiid, you could see he was getting his points in the flow of the game, and he was balling out. With Karl Anthony Towns, he was trying a little harder than maybe he should have. Now, I'll leave my opinion for the end. We're going to go ahead and get y'all's opinion first. Canteen, what do you think about this? And then we'll go get Alan and Jake.
Hey man, so here's what I say, Omar. I mean, the standings stand for themselves, man. I mean, when you look at Embiid, man, he balled out. He had a phenomenal game. They're in a great position. They're number 3, 29-13. They got a great record. They're balling. I mean, here's when the basketball really counts, bro. It counts now. We got the All-Star break in 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks. This is when it counts, because after All-Star break, you got a few weeks and we roll into April and we roll into what the playoffs, into the final. Same thing we talked about last year. Same exact thing we laid out last year. Hey, my hats off to Embiid. He balled. That kid from Minnesota, he's bad too. So I mean, you got the Celtics, Bucks, 76ers, top 3 from the East. When you look at the West, Timberwolves balling. But the Thunder, they got that kid named Shaq. I don't know whatever that kid name is from the Thunder. He looks good. The Nuggets are looking good.
I think you're talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
SGA,
so
baby.
Here's what I'm gonna say, man. I think, man, hey, hats off to these guys playing ball at this point in the season. But man, make the bang for your buck now before the All-Star break, because I'm telling you, after the All-Star break, bro, it's gonna be hot and heavy. And before you know it, man, we'll go through March, because we're gonna hit March hot and heavy with March Madness. Then right after the NCAA Finals, Final Four, right after the Final Four, guys. Then we roll to the NBA playoffs, and that's when you separate the men from the boys.
Let's go.
What did you say, Jake? Jake said, "Oh, Miami gonna do this. Miami gonna do that. We gonna ball Jimmy Butler. And what happened?
Hey, when you said March Madness, when
now.
you said March Madness, March Madness just tickles my fancy. I love that time of year.
And not to jump off topic, I was thinking about March Madness. You had UConn and San Diego State last year. You don't know who's going to get the March. Anybody. But NBA, you guys better get in gear, get in line, get beyond the All-Star break, and then I'll see what you made of.
Very good point. I see Jake is foaming at the bit, and I love when I make him wait because he comes with a hotter take. So I'm going to go to Alan first. Alan, what are your thoughts on last night?
Any concern on Wemby's defense after last night?
I mean, what's up? What's up, Jake? Where you at?
He kind of. I get it. He scored 33, which that's still pretty impressive. But you allow
he's a rookie. Remember this too.
He is a rookie, but also thank you, Joel Embiid, for giving Chet Holmgren the Rookie of the Year. I fully appreciate that. Man. It's weird seeing stuff like this because we never see it nowadays. We don't see guys go off like this anymore. And, fitting that it is on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant putting up 81, second most points by a 76er in team history. Only Wilt Chamberlain scored more in a game. So, hats off to Embiid, kind of showing why he is one of the top 3 players in basketball right now.
Oh, no doubt.
A lot of craziness. And now you look at what's going on in Milwaukee. It's like, oh no, their coach is gone. Keep an eye on Philly, y'all. Not saying that they're going to make a run, but
Philly is serious. No, they're serious.
Anything can happen. You got to show it to me in the playoffs. It's kind of like the Clippers. You got to show it to me in the playoffs. I can't. That's what I know. People are praising the Clippers and Lakers right now. Lakers shouldn't even be in the conversation. Let's just
they really shouldn't. Yeah,
they shouldn't even be in this conversation right now. Clippers, I got to see it in the playoffs. This group has to be healthy. They got to get it done in the postseason because if they can't, it's just another disappointment. Doesn't matter what happens in the regular season for the Clippers.
Completely agree with that. Completely agree. All right, Jake, here we come. We are here to you. What do you think about the 2 outstanding performances last night?
My point, this is the main point. I believe that Embiid's 70 points was a bit overrated. Here's my point for that. All right. This was a bad Spurs team. This team is rebuilding.
Oh, right okay. All right. Here we
go. Didn't do much. Wemby is by himself right now, and he's trying to teach himself how to play at the same time. This is what frustrates me with Embiid. Boy, does he try and, how do you put it?
I don't know.
It's like picking on your 3-year-old brother. You know you're gonna win the fight for right now.
Oh, come on,
you got the advantage.
man. You an NBA team or not? Are you an NBA team or not?
No, I'm sorry. Omar, come on, man. Be real here.
Coached
man.
by the greatest coach of all time?
Hey, let me tell you something, man. That guy, and I hate to say it, but Pop hasn't been the same since Duncan left.
Oh my God, here we go.
So
you're not getting sacrilegious now. Do not.
No, I'm just speaking facts, man. Facts.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Here's my point, man. You beat a team that's still trying to find themselves, and Wemby's still trying to get his feet wet, man. Give the guy a break. But that's fine, Embiid. I know you'll do this in January? I know when it matters most, you'll have a bad back in a real playoff game when it counts most. Don't worry. You're not wrong. You always tend to do that when it counts the best. But that's fine. You go ahead and have your flowers. I think what's more impressive was Karl Anthony Towns' 62 points because he was fighting for the dub. You already were winning, Embiid. The game was practically over. Come on, man. That game was already over. It was game, set, match. Karl Anthony Towns was fighting like he could. The only thing that worries me about the Timberwolves is I love Anthony Edwards. He's very streaky. He's hot and cold some days. And right now, until he starts, he's on that roller coaster. Until he starts being he's giving you an automatic defensive game and scoring multiple, at least 25 points average, then you can really take that team serious. But Karl Anthony Towns, I think, was more respected. Joel Embiid, once again, likes to pick on the little kid that doesn't have, that just got to the new school and is trying to learn which way the hallway is. Congrats. I know this, Embiid, when you face against bullies like, the Heat or the Celtics, you practically run away and you say you're hurt and you go to the nurse's office like the loser you are.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, some of the things you said about his injuries and availabilities may be correct. I don't believe that's fine. I don't believe in beating up on the little brother. I believe they're all NBA teams. Yes, some suck more than others, but I'm sorry that the Philadelphia 76ers are really good and the Spurs suck. It's not not the 76ers' fault.
Maxey, baby.
Right. Tyrese Maxey's a beast. Thank you, Ken, for that. Shout out, Pops. What's up? Love y'all. I showed that earlier, but I didn't see you. GB, I don't know who Brian Fonseca is, so I'm gonna have to look that up, but I'm not related to them, I don't think. Yes, was crazy that the Bulls blew another 20-point lead. They are not looking good either. They look like a team that's gonna have to get rid of everybody up there, including Levine, DeRozan, and the whole crew. That being said, before I go into my little tirade on Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, there was a trade today. Kyle Lowry was traded from the Miami Heat to the Charlotte Hornets for Terry Rozier. Right. So we'll talk about that in a second. But
funny how when these teams get streaky, it always ends when they go to Oklahoma City. Just want to point that out.
No, you're right about that.
Nobody's taking that young team serious, man.
No, and they should be.
Nobody. They should be.
No, there's no reason.
I'm telling you. SGA is an MVP candidate. They got Chet, who's going to be Rookie of the Year. This team is going places. They got 3 bangers.
We're in May. Who you trusting? Anthony Davis and LeBron James or Chet and what's that guy's name?
Give me the kids. Don't give me the guys that don't show up. That only show up for half the year.
I know who I'm picking. That'd be easy for me, man. Gosh.
All right. Well,
LeBron's the only player on that team, and they're a washed Lakers team anyway.
Well, the Lakers need
what they do.
The Lakers need a lot of changes. They're even thinking about firing their head coach that they just freaking brought on. Speaking of, that's another news story we have to talk about. But first let's bring on friend. He might be if he doesn't get it in order. But that being said, I actually hit the button before. Let's bring on friend of the show, Clubber D, the Combat G. Welcome in, my brother.
I'll say keep it moving, y'all. Y'all were on top. You didn't bring me in.
All right. Let me.
I was hearing Jake's dribble, so I was trying to get used to it.
What do you mean, dribble?
Well, all right. Well,
you mean the facts?
Facts.
Okay, go ahead, Clubber D. Go ahead. Handle it.
This is Jake, okay? Because I said Harbaugh's going to go to the Chargers because he's going to get all control. He's not going to play against his brother. Shut up. Keep it moving. Let's go.
Hey.
He's not going to play the same coverage as his brother. Chill out.
Well, he's a hold on.
And second, we almost came back in that Super Bowl. That power outage stopped our momentum.
That power outage,
I know. Harbaugh.
Calm down on that.
I saw Harbaugh gave a suitcase to one of them refs when he was getting his ass whooped in the middle of the second quarter, man. You're right, man. They sure did have a way to come back. That game was already over by the time. Hey, man, I went to go take a crap. I came back. The game was practically over already.
You know, everybody talks about us and how we haven't won a Super Bowl since 96. Haven't the 49ers not won one since 95?
Have you been to the NFC Championship game since you were born?
I have not.
Then to hush that up.
Wow.
Now you're woken up a beast, okay? Because
Wake up the beast, baby. Bring him.
Who scored more
game in
points?
full effect, baby.
Who scored more points? Who scored more points? Embiid or the Dolphins against the Broncos? Sit on that.
Wow.
Let's come rocking and rolling. You're next, Adam. I got you next. You just had to throw a shot at my knife.
Hey,
I got you.
I'm going to say this, Clever D, and I think you know this too. Right now, this weekend is a little scary for you because you know you have the fourth best quarterback left in the league right now. In the rest of the teams left, you have the fourth best quarterback, and I think you're very worried right now.
Fourth best? Okay, that's fine.
Come on, Clever D. Am I speaking facts?
I will say the only thing that concerns me is Debo. If Debo's not playing, I'd be concerned about the 49ers.
That tells me something. When you don't have the Avengers, Brock Purdy starts looking like who could I say? Jimmy Garoppolo?
All right.
Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't have done that drive that happened last week.
No.
He wouldn't have done that.
All right.
We both know that.
All right. Well, we're going to get into
field goals.
Hey, save your shots fired for just a second. We're going to get right into this. Let's finish up the NBA. I want to preface this first by saying, yes, Kat, you had a 62-point game. Yes, Kat, you were the first player in NBA history to make 10 two-pointers, 10 three-pointers, and 10 free throws. But you know what the bad part about it is, Kat? I'm going to have to disagree with Jake. I have League Pass. I watched both of these games. I watched Embiid finish off that 70 when I saw he had 50 at the half. I then flipped over to see Kat when he had 58 in the third or 50 in the third, and they were up 18 with 1 minute left in the third quarter. Kat was sitting at 60. For the next 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, Kat took 10 shots and missed all of them. Well, no, he made the one. He made the one to get to tie the record, and then the one to break the record. So he made 2 out of 10 shots, or 2 out of 10. He was forcing the ball. And during this time, the Charlotte Hornets, one of the worst teams in the league, were able to come back from 18 points down. That is horrible. And why? Because they kept feeding him the ball to try to get him the record. They said so after the game. The players admitted that at halftime they wanted to try to get him to 80 or 100 points. That is ridiculous. Win the game. Chris Finch, the coach, should have been pissed off. I'm pissed off at their effort. Anthony Edwards, who is the alpha of that team, and by the way, let me address that. Y'all need to give it up to Anthony Edwards and let him be the alpha. Everyone else revolve around him. He shouldn't be getting to the fourth quarter not having a free throw shot. Okay? He didn't take a field goal till the third quarter. Why? Because Kat want to ball out and have the ball in his hand? No. You're a good player, Kat. You are. But you're not supposed to be the alpha of that team. And even when you were, you couldn't put them over the top. And that's why they had to draft Anthony Edwards and trade for Gobert. I'm off my high horse. Clubber D, what do you think about those performances last night? I'm a little pissed off right now.
I hear it. Sorry, I'm just messing with my audio stuff right here. So, Embiid, you said he took 10 shots, right? And he had, 62?
Carl Anthony Towns, when he was trying to get to 62. Yeah, he just kept jacking up shot after shot after shot. That's
where it's like kind of weird when they do that stuff, because on Friday, you just had Booker put up 52, and he stopped playing in the third quarter. So
Embiid only played 37 minutes last night and got to 70.
Exactly. So it's like trying to force a triple double. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that last fake rebound. So it's kind of I don't know. I put more on Embiid.
Your
and
dad
plus
make a
they-
good point, man. Your dad, Mr. Rube, make everybody's about individual accomplishment. Everybody trying to set themselves apart, man, in the game. Like I said, man, Embiid did his thing, and then the guy from Minnesota. Everybody's about themselves in basketball, man. That's it, bro.
Mm-hmm. I mean, GB, that's fine, even if he is only 33%, right? That's okay. I get that. I agree that.
I was gonna say, have you noticed that teams that play individually are having minimal success? I know Timberwolves are one of the best teams in the West, but when teams play individually, they have minimal success, especially in the postseason. But when teams play as a unit, that's when you start seeing more and more of it. I mean, look at what we've seen the last few years. That Miami team, I know Jimmy Butler kind of self-carried them all the way to the finals, but if that team doesn't help rally around them, I don't think Miami gets to the NBA finals.
You're right. Yeah.
You talk about, everybody wants to talk about Jokic and how great of a player he is. If he didn't have his Jamal Murray balling out in the finals, Denver wouldn't have won that championship last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point.
So,
good point.
It's that it shouldn't. It's what I'm seeing now in the NBA is you're starting to see some of the older guard make its way out. Like the older guard, the newer, fresher blood. Look at what Oklahoma City's doing. They're playing team basketball, and it's showing. They got a winning record. They're a young team, but they got a winning record. Indiana's kind of the same way. They can't play defense for shit, but they were playing team basketball. And even with Halliburton being out, they're still finding ways to win games. Now you got Pascal Siakam to that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That team's going to be dangerous in the East. So
yeah, you're right. The 76ers are doing the same. The Nuggets are doing the same. The Celtics are doing the same. Speaking of the Celtics, they were one of those teams that were doing the individual ISO ball between Tatum and Brown that hurt them for so long that they lost to the Warriors in the finals and lost to the Heat in consecutive conference championships, and they had to change it up. And now this year they're playing more as a team. So I agree with you there. There are those, obviously those similarities between those teams. And when you have, team goals, as my pop said, then you're going to, achieve more things. So I agree.
You're going to accomplish more.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why if the Clippers can get their act together in the postseason and play like they are now, they could be dangerous. I have to see it. I have to see it first because I'm still used to how the Clippers play in the postseason. But if they play like they are now, they're playing team basketball. They might make some noise. Who knows?
If they can all stay healthy, and James Harden doesn't blow up in the playoffs like Jake likes to say he normally does, which he does. If that does not happen, they have a good nucleus of them four. And if they stay healthy, that's a championship winning team. I know that, it's not 2015 all over again, but I mean, they're all playing really well at a high clip. GB comes in with, I see the Bucks taking it seriously. Yeah, that's what I was just going to get to. Let's talk about this, y'all. No. This is crazy. So Adrian Griffin has been fired as the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks after a 30-13 record. So, third place in the conference. They've obviously playing outstanding. But if you've been listening to the press conferences after the game recently in the past couple of weeks, Giannis has been more and more frustrated. Behind the scenes, I read an article today that came out and said that Giannis was just not happy with the coaching situation. So obviously, this is a LeBron getting rid of every single coach he's ever been with type of thing, and so on and so forth. So, all right, let's get into this. We'll go with Can first, and then we'll go to our guests, Clubber D, Allen, and then we'll go to Jake. So what do we think about this Adrian Griffin firing?
And they're idiots, man. They're idiots. I think they're complete idiots, bro. Complete idiots. I mean, you got a phenomenal basketball team. They're number 2 in the Eastern Conference. You got Giannis. You got all the right role players. You brought in this kid from Portland. I don't know his name off the top of my head because I'm
Damian Lillard.
I mean, what are you doing?
Man.
You bring in Lillard. Why would you fire a head coach mid-season? And I think that's a huge mistake that they make. Why?
I agree.
I mean, first-year coach, 30-13.
Why the hell? I mean, now hold on. I get you firing the guy that came from Phoenix to Detroit. He trash.
Monty Williams. Yeah.
Bro, why would you fire? So what you're doing is you're disrupting the order in the organization. You're causing issues that unneeded issues. You causing stuff that don't need to happen. We need to be focused on winning. And you're number 2. It's crazy, man.
Not to interrupt, but it goes back to the individuality talk again. You know,
Yeah, go ahead, Alan. Keep it going.
With Giannis being upset, you know, you want to make your superstar happy, so let's get rid of the coach, even though he's got a winning record right now. So I don't know what's going on. I get it. People want to. It just seems like all these NBA players are just people pleasers at this point, or at least the owners are, or at least they're trying to be.
And more to that fact, also, it's more that the players are now demanding things that before they never had the power to change, and now the best players have the power to do this. Yeah,
and I'll be honest,
I'll be back. I gotta jump out for a minute.
Okay, no worries.
And then I'll be honest, you know, people ask this question: why has nobody gotten Sam Presti out of Oklahoma City? Because he ain't gonna take that shit. He ain't gonna take that individuality shit from anybody.
Right.
You can tell this guy's a huge fan of Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
I am.
Right.
I live in Oklahoma City.
All right, Clever D, go ahead.
This is the problem. First of all, Giannis, you're a great player. Don't get me wrong. But you're not LeBron. You're not Jordan. You're not any who's the coach, who's not the coach. Second, you guys are winning. Why are you going to mess with Nucleus? I hope they don't bring in Doc Rivers. That's the most overrated coach of all. I'm sorry.
I agree. I've agreed with that for years.
Oh, my God, he's so overrated. But
biggest overrated of all time.
Those defense to help with them winning that championship. But first of all, Giannis, your brother is. Why is he on a team? Okay, the fact that you dictate that your brother being on a team with you is a problem. That's a spot that somebody should have.
Hilarious, right? That's the way he is trash. He is horrible.
Like, yeah, at least like playing. It's like playing with a bum team on NBA Live '98. He's so garbage. Like, how's he?
He's
filling
so
up a
bad,
spot,
dude.
taking money. So you're gonna let this man say, "Oh yeah, I want him. He has to be on the team." Oh, let's get rid of this coach. Okay, even though he wants a championship a year ago. Okay, let me get this coach. Why don't you lay down a championship so my sons can win if you're gonna be a prima donna like that? Sick of you. Get a hairline. Sorry.
I agree. His brother. If you see the highlights that they have out there, it's just hilarious. Just the best. So last night he's drawing up a play on the bench to his brother, and it's making the coach look really bad. Anyways, Jake, what do you think? Actually, before we get to you, Jake, GB says I see the Bucks taking it seriously and getting Doc Rivers. Yeah, that's the rumor. Yeah. So that's what Clubber D was just talking about. Doc Rivers is in late
most
talks to become the
coach
Bucks
of all time, man.
Coach.
100%.
Yeah. So
I've
go
never
ahead.
seen a coach
Jake.
live off of 07 championship in my life longer than that guy.
Wow. Don't talk about my Doc like that. Don't talk about my
I'm
Doc
just
like
speaking
that.
facts. Here's my point, and here's it all. The Bucks should not be taken seriously this year, guys. And this is the main reason. You guys have a team that y'all have to establish yourselves. Hey, the Heat didn't look so good. How bad would it have looked if Eric Spoelstra was fired within that season? How bad would it have looked if Ty Lue was fired the season he won with the Cavs? This is embarrassing. Hey, I'm sorry to say this, but Giannis, sit your ass down and do your job, man. I'm tired of it. This is ridiculous. You need to step. First off, you're not. I don't know if you're the best player on your team anymore. I saw you have the ball in the playoffs, and as you were gonna grab it, you knew free throws had to be made, and you put your hands up faster than anybody could say freeze.
There you go.
Get out of here, man. This is embarrassing. I am so embarrassed by this that I used to look at this guy and say, man, this guy's pretty good, man. And now to what he's turned into, how he is scared and all this, and now you're trying to dictate this stuff, man. It's ridiculous. Step up, Giannis. You need to step up and show out. I swear if Doc is hired, you might as well call this team a choke artist, because that's exactly what they're going to do. Choke when it matters most. Doc, that's all Doc is ever known for. Having a good team. The Blake Griffin Clippers with Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan never amounted to crap. The Kawhi Leonard, Paul George Clippers never amounted to anything. The 76ers, they didn't amount to anything. Nothing's ever accomplished with this guy, man. Stop it. It's ridiculous.
I will not. I will not.
Man,
I will not let.
I also like to blame
Doc.
I also like to blame Doc Rivers for what I have now dubbed the super team syndrome, for everything that happened with Boston, bringing all four of those guys together too. So
y'all are just some haters.
Which that's the only reason they won a championship, because they had those four guys. Because
Stop being a hater.
I was going to say, didn't they lose to Kobe single-handedly?
No, actually, Kendrick Perkins got hurt, and we should have won that series. I don't want to talk.
I could have told you that.
I don't want to talk about that at all.
I could have told
anyways,
you that was going to happen.
Doc Rivers can win with this team. I'm sorry, especially at 30-13. He has enough time to get acclimated before the playoffs and figure out a rotation with this team to be able to get them to win. He's a veteran coach. He can do that.
What's the point of getting acclimated? You're just doing Giannis's plays. It's like you're going in a situation where you're not in charge. Giannis is going to do what he wants to do.
That's true, but I think somebody would like Doc Rivers, who has more cachet as a long-time experienced coach, maybe will be able, you know what I'm saying, to get to have Giannis.
I hear what you're saying, but the ownership probably don't got his back. You know what I mean? The second Giannis say something about
that's probably definitely true.
Probably going to be, oh well, Doc, we get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Would he want to get in that situation?
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see on that. And GB makes watch the space. Austin Rivers on a two-way. Yeah. Doc Rivers has been known to deal in the realm of, what is that called? What's the word I'm looking for,
Nepotism.
Alan? Nepotism. Thank you, Clever D. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Nepotism.
I'll tell you this right now. Right now, if the playoffs started today, it would be Bucks Pacers in the postseason.
Who says the Pacers don't win?
If Doc's the coach, he's a first round exit. I'm sorry.
I could see that.
He's a first round exit, especially if Halliburton and
the Pacers
is healthy.
Good.
If Halliburton is healthy.
And Siakam gets acclimated,
Siakam and Halliburton, if they get it together, if we had that matchup right now, I would take Indiana. I'd take Indiana.
Yeah, go ahead, Jake. What's up?
Oh no! Look! This is cool.
What is that? What? How did you do that? Can I do it? Wait, did you?
Yeah.
How'd you do that? I don't know how you did that. Interesting. Is there anything else you can do? All right. Anyways, we look like bums. All right. Anyways, what are we doing?
Like, what the hell is going on?
Right in the middle of a show. We're like, he's got his like kid's computer on in the background. All right. So let's actually get to the other news of the day. Kyle Lowry was traded, as we mentioned, for Terry Rozier to the Charlotte Hornets. Anybody got any thoughts on this?
I don't think it changes anything. I think these are two just grabs. I think it was more of, Kyle Lowry didn't do much for the Heat last year. He did okay stuff, but it was no game changer. So Terry Rozier, he'll throw some sparks. I think he's a good bench player. That's what we need. Good bench player.
He's definitely going to be starting. He's a 20-point per game scorer. He's definitely not going to be on the bench. I think he fits in really well with that grind culture that the Heat have there.
He'd be a great six-man. I'd use him for the six-man.
I agree with you, but he'll be starting because he's getting paid $25 million a year. He's not going to be sitting on the bench. Alan, Clubber D, I know. That's why the Celtics traded him, because he wanted so much money. It was like, good, you're good. You're not that good. Anybody else got any comments on this trade? I think he's a better Kyle Lowry at this point, just because Kyle Lowry's older and Rozier's 29.
Hey guys, I gotta jump off. Sorry for leaving so soon. I gotta jump off real quick. So thank you again for letting me on. I got an emergency I gotta go take care of, but thank you again, and hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you all later.
All right, hope everything is well, brother. Be blessed. All right,
Rozier.
Cool. All right.
Hey,
yeah, Rozier for Lowry. What's up?
Lowry going to the Hornets?
Well, they said they're not even going to keep him. They're going to buy him out and trade him. They're going to try to trade him or buy him out.
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm the Lakers, I go grab him.
Whoa.
What?
Kyle Lowry. This guy's a
come on, Jake.
Undersized Paul Pierce body.
Okay, so Jake, let me ask you this question.
We'll see you there.
What are the Lakers? Jake, what are the Lakers gonna do with the trade deadline? What they gonna do? You a Laker fan, right? Or you be supporting?
I think we're gonna go after Zach. We're about to get Zach LaVine. No doubt in my mind.
Who they gonna get rid of? You think they gonna get rid of who
they get Zach LaVine? It's a guaranteed ring in our favor. So
that's not true at all. It's not a guaranteed ring at all. Zach LaVine is not that. Come on now. Come on. He's good. He's good.
Rumored to get traded for like the last 5 years. Him and Siakam, like it's always
he's good.
Rumored to be traded.
Now,
No, but if we do grab, it's tough to grab him. But if we did grab him, I think the Lakers win that easily. I think that's a sweep in any way.
in my eyes, I would. If it's me, I would rather have DeJounte Murray than Zach LaVine, to be totally honest.
Nah.
Yeah.
He's overrated.
Right now, Jake, the Lakers. So right now, Jake, the Lakers are at 22 and 22, 8.5 games behind and being in first place. They're number 9. Right now, they're in the play-in. Right now, they're in the play-in.
They dealt with the same thing.
Who do the Lakers play in the play-in right now?
Bums.
Who they play?
It wouldn't matter who they played. Anybody they played. Who are you taking, LeBron or the field in a one game win? You're
The
win,
field.
you're in, you're out. Stop. Get out of here, man.
I'm just joking. I wouldn't.
Ain't no way you're taking the field.
I'm just joking. I wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Come on,
No, you're
there's
right.
no fear. Like I said,
Okay.
they're going to go after Zach LaVine. I reckon I'm hearing that already. So I think in the end, once they get Zach, they'll probably win the finals 4-1 from 5. So it'll be a good one. They just need Zach LaVine. That's their final piece.
Okay.
Lakers will win the
All
finals.
right. Any other thoughts on NBA before we move on to our NFL portion
I can't
of the
wait to
program,
get to
my
this
friend?
NFL.
I know. I wish we would have had Alan on for this. I feel bad that he had to run. Hopefully
Hey,
everything is well.
Omar,
Be blessed.
when
Yes.
I give you my NFL take, you probably gonna disown me. You and Clubber, you probably gonna say I'm the craziest guy in the world. But I'm
I
gonna give you my
heard some
NFL
earlier, so-
take, and it's
It would
Go
not
to
be
the
the
NFL,
first.
man. Get to the main game. The main 2 games coming.
It would not be the first time, Canteen, that I said that about you.
Hennessy.
All out of
What I'm
love,
drinking,
though, my
I'm drinking
brother.
Hennessy.
All out of love.
So we drink Hennessy.
All right. So this weekend we have the 2 playoff games, the NFC and AFC championship game. The AFC championship game will be on 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. You've got the number 1 seeded Baltimore Ravens, and they will be hosting the number 3 seed Kansas City Chiefs, which should be an amazing game. The over-under is at 44.5. Excuse me. And the spread is Baltimore is favored by 3.5. The other game on the NFC side at 6:30 Eastern on Sunday, we have the number 1 seeded San Francisco 49ers hosting the number 3 seeded Detroit Lions. The over-under for this game is 51, and the San Francisco 49ers are favored by 6.5. Let's go ahead and start first with the AFC game, since that's the early game. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on the game and your score as well. Canteen, Jake, and then we'll go Clubber D, and then me.
Y'all want to do me like that, right? Y'all want me to go first?
Okay,
All right,
we can go to
guys,
Jake.
man.
I don't mind.
So here's what I think. Go, Jake. Let Jake go first because I got to
Go ahead,
my
Jake.
things. Go ahead, Jake. Jake, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead, Jake.
Oh.
This game
Hey,
is
Jake.
practically, in my opinion, it worries me, as I hope I'm wrong. I think this is the Ravens Super Bowl.
Woo! Say it again for the people.
Because I think if the Ravens win this game, they fear neither one of those 2 teams. Now, I do have a bunch of flip-flopping of who I think would win if they all match up separately.
Okay.
But I will say
Okay.
this.
Go ahead, Jake.
The goal to this is, I think Lamar Jackson has too much of a chip on his shoulder to see Pat Mahomes hoist another AFC championship trophy.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that Ravens defense is something them Chiefs have not seen. And the Chiefs have lost to even inferior defenses than this defense. They have not faced a defense like this. Roquan Smith is going to be on Travis Kelce like white on rice, man. I'm telling you right now, it's more than ever. I think the Ravens, remember, guys, think about this. That Texans team drove all over that field against the Browns and destroyed them. That Texans team went to Baltimore and couldn't even get an offensive touchdown once. I think they beat the Chiefs 10-27. I think it's about 10-17 for the longest, And then finally, Pat Mahomes gets flustered, throws something he shouldn't throw. Pick six comes by, or an early good 30. Throws a pick at the 30, and they have a short field. Once it's 24-10, that game is simply over, guys. Easily and out. We'll see you later, Pat. Good luck, buddy.
All right. Year. Well, he gave us the canteen math.
Hey, I'll go now. Let me go.
10 and 27. All right. Yeah, we can go to. You already know what Ken is drinking on, Nutter Butter. The same thing he drink on every night. Hennessy. Pause that. Yeah, pause that. Do say. Okay.
All right, man. Hey, thank you. So here's what I think, man. You got 11-6 Kansas City, 13-4 Baltimore. Omar, you might like me, you might not like me, but I'm gonna say this right here. We was talking about it earlier when you had jumped on the little cable or whatever.
Pause.
Here's what I think. Here's what Canteen thinks. I've seen people that have the pictures of the NFL images, this color, that color, what have you. But here's what I think, man. Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Let me finish my point. Baltimore is a better team. Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers. You got Todd Monken as the offensive coordinator. Everything's in Baltimore's favor. But here's what's going to happen. Kansas City going to edge them by 7. They're going to win by 7 on the road. Then they go into Vegas. Watch. I think the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. When they get to the Super Bowl, they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce going to propose to Taylor Swift. And it's going to, the ratings going through the roof. The rating, listen, Omar, you might not like, nobody's believing this.
Hey, listen here.
I don't think it's a conspiracy. Kansas City going to the Super Bowl. He's going to propose to that girl, and it's going to be a wrap.
All right,
I'm done.
Let's get something straight real quick. Hey. This is all in the plans. It's always been planned, y'all. This has been planned out since the beginning. I could remember when I did all those shorts and I said that the NFL planned this out. This has been planned with Taylor Swift since the beginning. So don't worry. It'll all happen. And in the end, they're going to break up or get whatever. And then she's going to write another album talking about him. And then she's going to move back to Nashville. And Taylor Swift and Omar are going to get married and live happily ever after. Tay, I love you. Tamar, full effect. I'm waiting for you to come home. Come back to your boy. All right. Anyways, yes, we can give you something about the game. Cover D, give them something about the game, not just about Taylor Swift and.
I tuned out after the hogwash. I was not listening. Both y'all, I'm tripping.
Come on, GB. Come on, baby.
I'll put it like this.
I'm the Latin lover. Latin lover, baby. Come on.
NFL is already getting ratings because the Niners-Packers game had more than the Olympics or something like that.
What was it, like 50 million or something?
Yeah,
like
something
that?
crazy. They don't need Taylor Swift for these ratings. You know what I'm saying? That work on Peacock. That's about it. Soccer moms watch the Super Bowl. That's not like a random game. Everybody watches the Super Bowl.
That's
true.
They
don't need Taylor Swift for the Super Bowl. With this game, it was close, even though they didn't score offensive touchdown until late. They didn't score offensive touchdown in the game. The score was close at halftime. So it took a while for the Ravens to kind of, wake up a little bit. I think the rust kind of got them a little bit. But I think Roquan and I think Hamilton's going to have Kelce, because Hamilton's a freak athlete. That dude is ridiculous. But
I ain't saying.
It's tough to go against Patrick Mahomes because he's battle tested. Lamar's not. Mahomes has been here 6 straight times. This man knows what he's doing. Okay, he's like the John Jones when it comes to MMA and it comes up to football. It's hard to bet against him. However, the Ravens defense, I know Jake said fear this or fear that. These are professional athletes. They don't fear nobody. Okay, so that old fear crack was out the window.
That's what I said. Yeah,
just like Wemby getting dominated by Embiid. You're a professional. Go somewhere with that crap. Go into minor leagues with that crap. You're a professional. Okay, so
that's what I said, baby. Get out of here. With that.
No one fears nobody. So I think that the Ravens defense they've been on though, and I think that's gonna be the factor. They'll keep it close, but for some reason, as much as I think Baltimore's gonna win. I think Mahomes is gonna do one last drive and pull it out in the end. I don't know the score, but I think Mahomes is gonna pull it out at the end because it's gonna come down to coaching. Harbaugh's not gonna do a dumb fake punt on four like the Bills did. You know, and Bills, their defense didn't even stop them. They didn't kick a field goal. Kick a punt to the fourth quarter. The Ravens, it's not gonna happen against the Ravens, so I think it's gonna be a close, gritty game. But if it's a close, gritty game, I'm gonna give it to Mahomes. So I think the Chiefs are gonna win.
Hey, man,
Okay,
hey,
you got the Chiefs too. Okay.
Hey, I told you.
So is
what?
that?
You
So
know
that's
about
all-
the marriage stuff.
So that's all three, right?
I'm
Jake, you said the
telling you,
Chiefs too,
man.
right?
No, I did not. I said the Ravens.
Oh, that's
I
right,
don't
you said
know
the
how they're
Ravens.
picking
That's
the
right.
dang Chiefs.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes no sense.
Yeah, I
can
don't.
see the Ravens winning. I'm not gonna lie, I can see them winning, but it's just Mahomes is hard to go against, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, stop. He's not Brady yet, guys. What are we doing?
Right. Not yet.
He's
Not
not gonna
yet.
get there then.
Not yet.
Huh?
Not yet.
He's not, but look how close he's getting there, though.
He's getting
Oh,
there. Hey,
stop.
there's no, you know, on ESPN they showed stats that showed them through their first, you know, whatever it is,
Yeah.
seven seasons, and they're even, like
Yes.
dead even.
What are you
pretty
talking
much.
about?
So,
Take the hate
yeah.
away. Facts over feelings. You're being emotional. Calm
Right.
down.
Here's
So,
my point.
go
They
ahead.
keep facing the same team. They keep saying facing Buffalo getting there.
It's not their fault.
They're not
They
doing it
don't
against
follow.
John
They
Harbaugh.
don't control
They're
that.
not doing it against John Harbaugh. And remember, the last time
They don't control that.
this Lamar team is a different Lamar. This is a different Lamar. This ain't the
You
same
gotta show
Lamar
me
that they were
show me
beating on
Sunday.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Man,
This
show me
Lamar is
Sunday.
much dangerous. And I didn't
Yeah, I
care
mean-
for Lamar. But I gotta give him this. His passing is getting a little better.
It's getting better.
And would I take that over Patrick Mahomes' lucky passes? Absolutely.
Wow, lucky.
Absolutely.
Okay, I definitely wouldn't say lucky, but I am going to agree with you that the Ravens are going to win this game. Before we get into that, Alan, we are praying for you and your family. Hopefully everything is all right, brother. Everybody, you know, have your prayers up for Alan. Alan thinks the Ravens are going to win as well, 31-23. I agree. I think the Ravens are going to win as well, Jake. I think the Ravens are just the more superior team at this point in time. We have seen the struggles all year long for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the best part of their game, honestly, is their rushing attack. You know, they ranked 9th in rushing while their passing was 12th. Now, overall, still puts them at 10th in offense, but their defense is really what carried them this year. They were overall 4th in defense, total defense, led by Chris Jones, but
Right.
you know, they were 26th when it came to rushing defense, and Lamar Jackson likes to run the ball when he can get out of the pocket. Gus Edwards has been playing pretty solid all year long, and they just signed Dalvin Cook, who could possibly give them a boost. Not saying it's going to happen. I don't know. What I do know
He did a little
is that
something in the last game.
he did a little something,
He
but
did
what I
okay
do
in the
know,
last game.
what I do know though, Ken, is that the Ravens are the superior team. They were number 1 in rushing offense and number 4th overall in offense, number 9th in passing. And in defensive rankings, 9th in rushing D, 2nd in passing, and 2nd overall. So they had the 4th overall offense and the 2nd overall defense. The Kansas City just couldn't get out of their way this season. All season long, we saw drops. We saw frustrations. We saw penalties. We saw all these things. They kept shooting themselves in the foot over and over and over again. And so while you all may think that Taylor Swift has been a blessing, I say that it has actually been a curse to this team. And why? Because she belongs to me. That being said, that's a Taylor Swift song. I know. Yeah,
Broomstick with a wig. Come on, get right
it was a Taylor Swift song. I had to fit it in there. Anyways, I have the Baltimore Ravens 27-24, a field goal game, but I do have them winning this over the over-under number. And they should have Mark Andrews back, Alan says. Well, that's a big one. I mean, Isaiah Likely has been playing really well for them down the stretch anyways, and is their future there? He will be the replacement for Andrews, but I just can't see that. Patty, I know hey, shout out, Patty. You know, we miss your husband, and we love you here. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, that dude with love skills.
But you're a Chiefs fan. You're a Chiefs fan, so I just can't get down with that. Patty, what's your score? Yeah, GB. Pacheco, he runs angry. I wish we would have drafted him. That dude runs like Wildcard Mar likes to say he puts potholes in the ground. That dude he's an angry runner.
Pick,
Georgia boy.
Pick right there.
The Chiefs, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Me, Cole, my hands are too hard, man. Or that was pretty good. I just made that up.
Yeah.
And Kadarius Toney just out here dropping balls. Who cares? Really though. Alan, Taylor Swift versus Eminem Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, put them up there and let them duel, right?
Absolutely.
They could have a rap battle. They could have an 8-mile rap battle. Hey, thank you, Netta. I see you realizing that I was pause. I see you realizing I was shouting out a Taylor Swift song there. The professor got everything up there in the dome.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
What's your score,
don't
Patty?
fall for the foolishness.
What's your score? We await that. Any other thoughts on this game, gentlemen?
I told Omar, yo, you gonna see if Kansas City win and make it to the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce
I do believe you.
to that girl. Y'all don't
I do believe you. I do believe that.
See the Ravens winning.
I'm telling you.
I can see that, but I just think that if it's a close game, it's going to go to Kansas City.
But also,
I think, with Burr, of course, I have Burr as the best quarterback in the league. When
Yes,
he's
we know
healthy,
that.
Burr is the best. But I'm going to say this. Hold on, think of this.
I mean, that's not a bad pick. It's not a horrible.
No.
If he can stay healthy, it's not
get where I'm going, because I'm not a fan of Lamar that much. But this will have to be a topic. As much as we're trying to throw this BS that he's near Tom Brady already, this man Lamar wins a ring. He has 2 MVPs, and he gets 1 Super Bowl ring. Is he not close to Mahomes? If not, takes Mahomes as the throne to everybody else as the best quarterback in the league?
Well, no, because Mahomes has 2 now, doesn't he?
In 3 appearances.
In 3
But
appearances,
he beat him there in the last one.
Yeah, but you would still have to.
beat
Have,
him,
You gotta beat the man.
Right.
Mathematics?
2 over 1, sir. It's
Yeah,
proper.
wait.
It's proper.
What are you
Easy.
talking about?
This is addition
guys,
and subtraction,
He's
my
got
friend.
2 rings. He's getting compared to Brady, who's got 7. Come on, man.
Hey guys, Lamar would have what 4 playoff wins and 3 losses. How many? What's Mahomes' playoff record?
Right. Get
Calm
16 and
down, man.
9.
Chill out.
16 and
Chill out.
9.
No, I'm speaking
Chill out.
facts
He
here.
was a playoff bust until this last win. People are like, oh, he's like Dak Prescott. He's like this person. He's like that person. He just got 1. He's still below 500 in his playoff win. So calm down. Calm down with that. Pump the
If
brakes.
because he's getting an MVP, we know that.
Yeah.
That's 2 MVPs,
But-
and then he wins a ring. He has the same amount of MVPs as Mahomes and 1 less ring, but he beat Mahomes the last time they saw each other.
Why are there balloons going up on your
I love
screen?
it. I love it. Let's go the balloons out there. There's a ring.
What is happening? What is happening right now?
Funny, this is the same Lamar Jackson, same 14-2 Lamar Jackson, who lost to the Titans in the playoffs. Okay, so calm down, sir. He's good, but don't put him up there with Mahomes yet. Calm
The
down.
same way you're getting annoyed with that is the same way I'm annoyed with that Tom Brady topic, and you're over there screaming, "Oh, well, man, it's pretty close, Jake. I got to be honest." What? Come on, Cover
Well,
D.
I
Jake,
don't
G-
know if you're hot on the balloon helium that just popped up, but the stuff you be saying, oh, he just does lucky passes. Man, get out of here.
Hey,
I know he's in your. I know he's in your division. I get it. I hated Kurt Warner.
We saw.
But I know he was good. I hate Russell Wilson. I hate
come
him.
on.
I know he's good. You spade.
Omar, come on.
Practice
Jay,
what you speak. Facts over feelings, because you get a little mad for no reason.
And I'm bringing facts,
Mine won't do it
man.
anyway.
Think
a lot
about
of
that.
feelings too.
HEB, I think that's his. I think that's his kid's computer, and it's probably similar to Mike Johnson, the Republican National Committee. I think him and his kid, they are accountability partners for the porn sites. Maybe they're accountability partners, making sure they don't. Maybe watching their porn use.
Get out of here, Omar.
New topic.
As I was saying, man,
Oh man!
I'm
All right.
speaking facts.
Okay. Speaking facts, we'll speak facts on the next game. All right.
Facts.
Let's get into the next game. Clubber D, you are our. Yeah, I apologize, Patty. I had to throw that in there for a second. Family show.
Right, Omar,
Family show. Hey, it was not my fault. That's what the Republicans did. I'm just telling you what I see on the news.
You brought it up. Come on.
Hey, it was on the news. If it was on the news, it's acceptable for everyone.
Channel.
I know. Okay. All right. All right. Let's get into the last game of this weekend. Clubber D, the Combat G's 49ers hosting the feisty, as Flo would call them, Detroit Lions. So we will save Clubber D for last since this is his team. Let's go ahead and start with Jake and Canteen. You will be after Jake. What's up, Jake? What are your thoughts on this game?
2 weeks ago, guys, actually 3 or 4 weeks ago, honestly, I told you something happened that changed my whole wits in on what this NFC was going to look like. I was right on one thing. Everybody at the beginning of the season said it'd be Eagles-Niners. We knew that was a false lie. Once we got into the season, one of those guys weren't going to make it. Well, now we are here. But we must say 4 weeks ago what happened. The Lions got screwed in that Dallas game, and it lit a fire up their ass like no other. Dan Campbell is coming. And I don't know who's going to stop him.
Pause.
And let me tell you something. The facts are real and more than ever. I believe Jared Goff is going to show everybody why he's the best quarterback in the NFC. Like I had said at the beginning of the year.
Okay, here we go. We had this argument last week. We're not doing this again.
No. I'm just speaking facts here. Remember, there's only one guy. You can look up in all. You can go to the Herd. You can go to First Things First Take, Undisputed. Nobody said this. Only Jake, a savant, the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Elias Montoya said this at the beginning of it.
That's your middle name, Elias?
Absolutely.
Jake Elias Montoya.
He specifically said that Jared Goff was the best quarterback in the NFC. And yet here we are in the NFC Championship game. And if you asked anybody, who would you pick between Brock Purdy and Jared Goff, it'd be 9-1. Maybe even a clean sweep.
I'm really upset because at the beginning of the season, you said that there was going to be a really good quarterback. And I can't remember who it was. And I remembered the other day, and I forgot it now. But you said somebody was going to be really good, and they ended up being trash. And I'm going to remember it, and I'm going to bring it up when I remember it. But anyways.
That's fine. But I also brought up that Jared Goff was going to be the best quarterback in the NFC. And here he stands next to one other team. And anybody in their right mind would pick Jared Goff over, I hate to say it, Brock Purdy in a head-to-head matchup. Or if you were drafting a roster, you would take him in the NFC. With that being said, I said this too to Clubber D back in June and July. There's something about Kyle Shanahan when the palms get sweaty and you got to start overthinking a little bit. He doesn't play and he doesn't coach well. Think about this. He should have lost that game against the Packers. The Packers outplayed them. The Packers outdid them. The only mistake that happened was field goals were missed from the Packers. This is my hope. Clubber D, I'm just speaking facts. Don't. Come on, man. Don't get mad. Just speaking facts. Here's my point.
Wow.
I think in the end, Dan Campbell is going to come up with the game plan, and I think no matter what, they're going to go. They're the type of team that they're going to go dive in any kind of water, and they don't care how deep the slope is. And that's the difference of this game. You have to go all deep in like no other. You got to jump in and dive in for the win. I think the Lions shock it. I think they win this game.
Whoa.
31-28.
Whoa.
I think after this season, I think in the offseason, the Niners has everything going well for them except one thing. And this is the saddest thing. They need to move on from Brock Purdy. I saw enough last week.
What?
It's time to move on.
Can I go?
Wowzers.
Can I
Wow.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Go ahead, Ken. Wow.
I mean, Omar, I gotta go now. Omar, I gotta go. Then I'm gonna bounce.
Ken, go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
Here's you got two 12-5 teams, man. Both in it, both won a division or whatever. Yada yada yada. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be hard to beat Kyle Shanahan at Levi. It's gonna be hard to beat Shanahan in San Fran, right? Green Bay had an opportunity. Green Bay blew their opportunity to beat them. I like Brock Purdy. I like what Brock Purdy brings to the table. I like Ben Ayuk. I like Christian McCaffrey. Here's what I think. San Fran wins 34-17 at home. They proceed to the Super Bowl. Easy.
All right.
McCaffrey, and McCaffrey's still in the MVP rankings and talkings. He's still there. I like San Fran, man. I think San Fran is a better team. They're well put together on offense, defense. And if Deebo Samuel back, he's going to do even more damage. 17-34. I like the 49ers at home.
Canteen, before you finish off, can I just say this? If they would lose, because you're saying that they're going to win. If they would lose and Brock Purdy plays the same way he played against the Packers, do you not look in the mirror and say, hey, everybody looks good on this team, but that guy that's under center that's saying hut is the reason why they're losing.
Let me say this, Jake, if he loses, they don't owe him nothing. He ain't on no long-term deal.
That's my point. I think it's easier to move on from him. You have Kirk Cousins coming into the offseason. Hell, I didn't even take Russ.
Hell no. You think I'm
telling you, bro.
Cousins? Hell no.
Hey, Clubber D can say this too. There was a time where Kyle Shanahan's number one wish list was Kirk Cousins in an offseason.
Ain't no way.
I'm telling you.
No way. Come on, Jake.
I'm just speaking facts, man. This is where I have to be factual. And this is the facts. We're finally at the point where I think Kyle Shanahan gets two knees deep in his playbook and he needs to start looking at that quarterback.
All right, I'm done hearing this crap. All right, you ready for my you ready for this?
Hey, I got to roll, fellas. Y'all be good, man.
All right, brother. Be blessed.
I'll get with y'all fellas, man.
I've heard enough of this from bombing at the mouth and this knuckle dragging, nose picking, deep for Woody. Never mind. Anyways, let's wait. Where's that hat?
Some people call me the Mexican Brad Pitt. If you ever want to ask,
the Mexican sad pit, sure.
The space
Brad
cowboy, the sad pit.
Yeah, sure. Keep walking into him. Now look here. This guy Brock Purdy, who set the passer rating for the Niners this year in a single game, beating Joe Montana, Steve Young. This Brock Purdy, who set the yards record this year. I guess we've had pedestrian quarterbacks our whole existence. This Brock Purdy, who's number one in QBR in the league, has the most throws over 40 yards. The one that Ryan Clark or Keyshawn said that was a check down, apparently, when he only threw the ball three times behind the yard line of scrimmage when Josh Allen did it 14 times. But he was a check down guy against the Packers. Same Brock Purdy, who's I think he's number one in the league in passer rating. So
just go
moving on from him just makes no sense because you're not making no sense. Now, second, the Lions are good. No, we'll talk about this game. So I agree. Shanahan does not have the team prepared, but the game like Philly, which he had the team prepared on the road, and you saw what we did. A game like Dallas, when Dallas came in, 5-0 at the time or 5-1, you saw what happened. A team like the Jaguars, who were on a 5-game winning streak, you saw what happened. The second best team offensively in the league, the Packers, they've been number 2 since week 9, and Jordan Love, who's been better than Jared Goff since week 9, they were the number 2 offense, we were the number 1 offense. So I guess Brock is a regular quarterback since week 9, and you saw what happened. The problem I have with Shanahan is Brock Purdy does not play well in the rain. Okay, in Cleveland, he brought us down. Kicker missed a field goal, could have won that game, but we still lost. Brock didn't play that good. This game, this is the first time Steve Young even said it. Hike the ball, wipe his hand, and then throw the ball. Okay, so he is not good when it's rainy and the conditions are messed up for the ball, and it's a wet ball. And he doesn't practice. Shanahan, he was asked, "Did you practice with a soggy ball?" "Oh no, we didn't do that." Why not? Why wouldn't you do that? So yeah, Shanahan does some things, especially in the past, which I don't agree with. But this year he's been a little different. He's finally using common sense when it comes to coaching. Now, this game. It went back and forth. Yes, they missed a field goal, but we had a field goal blocked. So this should have, would have, could have game could have gone either way. So let's dead that right now. No one told Jordan Love to go the opposite way and throw across his body. No one told him to overthrow someone down the middle and get a tip to get an interception. So put that on our defense for playing well and Jordan Love making a mistake. Okay, Brock Purdy didn't look great. He had two passes that could have been a pick six, especially the one to Savage. So yes, he did make mistakes. But what did he do that last drive? He did something Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't have done. Jimmy is not even close to Brock Purdy. You can ask Omar about that. So Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, and he belongs. So I don't want to hear this crap about, oh, he's a system quarterback. Okay, so everybody's a system quarterback. Joe Montana wasn't good unless he had Jerry Rice and John Taylor and Brent Jones. So I don't want to hear that crap. Okay, he's a good quarterback, and he's the cheapest quarterback.
Think about this, though.
I didn't cut you off. Third, Now, you hush. I'm not hearing that, you hush. Now look here. I said quiet while he was hearing that nonsense. Another thing, you're not talking about the Lions playing away from the dome. Jared Goff has not looked that good. Yeah, look up some stats, please do. Jared Goff does not look good when he doesn't play at home. Look that up, okay? Second, Jared Goff is not that mobile of quarterback. And with Ragnow and Johnson being hurt in the middle, if our defensive line that is overpaid and needs to start showing up, if they can get pressure up the middle, it's going to be a problem. Jared Goff doesn't really go over the top. It's more deep. I'm not saying dink and dunk, but he's more intermediate passes to Laporta, who's having a great season, and Amon-Ra, St. Brown. So for me, I think the real battle of this game is going to be their offensive line and our defensive line. If we can get Jared Goff on the move, they're probably going to lose, okay? If we can have Jared Goff guessing, seeing shadows, and moving out of his comfort zone, he's not a mobile quarterback. His longest run, I think, was like 10 rushing yards this whole year, something crazy like that. So he doesn't move. So if we can get him moving, if Chase Young can play like he wants to get paid, if Nick Bosa can act like he should get paid like he's getting deserved, play like he deserves to get paid, we should win this game, okay? The real battle is going to be the offensive line and our defensive line. Their defensive line is pretty good, but their secondary is not that good at all. Okay, their linebackers are a little bit.
You don't have Debo.
It doesn't matter. We didn't have him last game. So what happens? I don't hear that mess. So look here. I got us winning. Okay, it's gonna be a close game, but I think in the second half we're gonna take over because look at Jared Goff's numbers when he's not in the dome. Okay, just like the Cowboys. A lot of these dome teams, he played 11 games in the dome this year. He played 6 outside, and he was not that good. Those 6 games, and then he sacked more than 3 times. Like the Bears got him 4 times, lost that game. Like when we lost to the Packers, they sacked him a bunch of times. But if you sack this man, he gets rattled. So if you want to talk stats, talk all the stats. Okay, I'll tell you when Brock's good, and I tell you when Brock's bad. And like, oh yeah, Dan Campbell's going to think about playing. He ain't on the field. Calm down. He's coaching. All right, so he's coaching.
He's coaching right.
Ben Johnson's the one coming up with the plan. Dan Campbell's going to get them ready to go, and I respect him. I like Detroit. That is America's team. Like they haven't won in so long, and I love what they're doing. But like Green Bay, they are a year or 2 away. I don't think they're going to beat us. Okay, that's where I got on that one.
Yeah, they got here early. I do agree that they got ahead of the curve. Jake had them in the beginning of the year, which is great. They played really well. They've gotten this far, but as I mentioned with the Ravens, and Clubber D is completely right, the 49ers are just a better team. If we just want to look at just the statistics alone, the defensive rankings for Detroit, they're 24th overall in defense.
Were they the better team last week against the Packers?
That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Last week was last week. The NFL is a week-to-week.
Well, I'm just saying, they were a better team last week, right? And that game still came down to the wire. That game, in fact, was literally on wits end. Could have ended in overtime. You know
Green Bay was the hottest team in the league. They were basically since week 9.
They had momentum.
Offense in the league.
They really were. Now Jordan Love has been playing a lot better. So you're acting like the Packers are scrubs, and they're not anymore.
They were losing games as well, though, guys.
That's fine.
Giants.
And everybody lost. The San Francisco lost 3 in a row. What does it matter? It doesn't matter. Everyone goes to their little stumbles.
They were.
No, that was the Bills.
They were the second. No, I said they were the second best offense in the league since week 9.
Since
the
week
second
9.
best.
Yep.
Niners
when
were number
Jordan
1.
Love started going
since
off.
Week
That's
9.
right. Yep. But anyways, let me get back to this. The defensive rankings, they are 29th in passing rank, the Detroit Lions, while San Francisco is number 1 in passing offense. Now, on the other side of things, right, exactly. Now, and that's definitely not true because he had 113 passer rating, as was pointed out by Clubber D, which led all qualified passers this year. So you cannot say that at all. His profile fits a Super Bowl winning quarterback. The only thing that might come back to bite San Francisco is that Detroit is a very good rushing team, and their rushing defense is number 17th. That might be the only thing. But even then, I still can't see Detroit beating San Francisco because San Francisco is so much of a better team. They have Christian McCaffrey. Even if they don't have Debo, they were third in rushing. Like you said, their offensive line is amazing. You got Trent Williams. As long as he's healthy on the field, he's gonna be running over fools like just a refrigerator on legs. That dude's massive. Wow. Pause. The last 14 teams that made the Super Bowl finished in the top 10 in regular season offensive yards per play. The 49ers finished at 6.6 yards per play. That's first this season. So there's another Brock Purdy stat for you there, Jake. The 49ers defense allowed the 7th fewest opponent yards per play in the regular season. All of the last Super Bowl winners, ranked in the top 15 in that category. The 49ers were third in the NFL with a plus point differential of 193, which means they scored 193 points more than all of their opponents. In the past 5 seasons, there has not been a Super Bowl champion that ranked lower than 6th in point differential. So all of these things add up to say that San Francisco has the profile of not just a Super Bowl winner, but definitely a Super Bowl contestant. And for those reasons, and for the reasons that Detroit is a year early, as was also mentioned, San Francisco wins this game. And I'm not going to say they win it close. I was at first thinking 35-28, but I got a new number in my head. 42-28. San Francisco pulls away late, adds on some points in the fourth quarter to make it a 14-point game. Go ahead, Jake. You look frustrated.
Guys, this is my last point. And
with your loud kids in the background.
Yeah, so you take care of that in the background.
Muting you. That's the reason we keep muting you, fool. You got these rugrats running around.
The eye test, guys. I believe in the eye test. And the eye test tells me that in the end, when I saw Brock Purdy, he looked a lot more scared in moments against Jordan Love. And that tells me a whole bunch. Because now, more than ever, these next 2 games, if he can get past this game, which I don't see him doing, these next 2 games are the biggest moments of his life. I don't want to hear, he has more passing numbers than Joe Montana and Steve Young. Guess what? It's a passing league. Of course he's going to have it. That's an empty calorie stat to me. I don't want to hear crap like that.
Why did Jimmy Garoppolo have more?
Huh?
Why did Trent Dilfer have more when he played for us?
Because Kyle Shanahan has opened the playbook. I will give you that. But at the same time, this guy and this quarterback is going to really look at it. And I hate to say this, but Brock Purdy is a 7th round draft pick for a reason. And he will turn into Mr. Irrelevant when it counts most. Okay. And whenever next week,
there's always a chance.
On Sunday, I better hear an apology. And I want Clubber D to get on the show and say, Jake, you are absolutely right. And I think it's time to move on. Because guess what?
No, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Well, you can't say
he
move
is 17
on,
and 4.
Come on now. Come on.
First full season as a quarterback.
I think you can put a lot of teams.
No. First full season as a quarterback, and he is 17 and 4. So to move on, that makes no sense.
Yeah, that's
second. One other thing. He's a
what was Jimmy G's record? What was Jimmy G's record?
He was a 7th round quarterback. I wish you'd look for that.
Woo, you right about that, GB. You right about that. Done more than Russell Wilson in the Broncos.
Jimmy G's record with San Francisco. I know he had a positive record. Y'all let him go pretty fast.
Hold on. Brock blows Jimmy G out the wire. Everybody knows that. Let me tell you something, Jake. You just said, he's a 7th round quarterback. If that's the case, Tom Brady should never win anything. Tom Brady should never won anything being a 6th round quarterback. Right. Okay? But your logic does not make sense again. It doesn't make sense.
The fact that this guy to Tom Brady.
No, the fact that he plays this. No, the fact that Brock Purdy has played so well as the last pick in the draft is amazing.
He has his Avengers, he plays well. Debo's gone. What are you going to do now?
Okay, and also, you said Jordan Love didn't look that nervous. Those are the worst throws you could make that he did, okay? That last drive that Brock Purdy did to get us to win the game, a 7th rounder shouldn't do that, right?
I think Cam Newton said it best. What was it, 2 weeks ago? I believe you saw Brock Purdy as a good game manager, what he did, and I saw Jordan Love carrying a team on his back the way that Cam did in his 2015 years.
I think Aaron Jones put the team on his back, and I think that that long ass punt return they had that helped him out also. And let's not forget the 2 pass interferences on 3rd down that helped out. The 45-yard one by Ambry Thomas. So don't forget
that's on him. That's on him letting him get past.
There's nuance in this stuff. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, he was great. He did that." There's things called penalties that put teams in position to win. That helped him out too. I'm not taking away from Jordan Love. He played
They
amazing.
drove a lot down that field against that superior defense that everybody talks about in the Niners.
And you got to remember,
telling you right now,
that defense was not ready. And I will say this: they were not ready because they were off like Brock 21 days.
I hope I don't hear that excuse.
And that's why I'm hoping. That's why I'm glad this game got out of their system. Okay. So.
Okay, so I shouldn't hear that excuse if they lose.
No,
that they weren't ready.
Jake, you'll say one thing and then say something way off the next. Oh, he's a 7th-round pick. Well, Tom Brady was 6. And then what? Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, Lamar, if he wins it all, he'll be next to Patrick Mahomes. No, he won't. No, he won't.
That's wild.
No.
Well,
I'm just speaking facts.
Okay. Take Chase. Take Chase, and I forgot the other 2 receivers from the Bengals. Let's see how good Burrow is. Just I want that logic.
I would love to see it, and I think he's going to prove it more than ever.
I want that logic with every quarterback.
Tyler Boyd, I don't think is that great.
No, not Boyd. What's his name from Clemson? Who's probably going to be a free agent.
You know, GB says that your defense is not top notch. That's not what the statistics say, and that's not what the rankings say. Now, do the rankings are they always perfect?
Defense, their run defense is not looked good. It's not like the Salah and
no, sure, they're 17th in run, right? But they're really good pass defense.
Steve Wilks had to do a lot of changing because Steve Wilks isn't familiar with the wide 9, so they had to change after the 3-game skid. That's why our defense got a little better. But they need to show up though. You got Chase Young, you got Randy Gregory coming off the bench. You got Nick Bosa. These guys need to start showing up. Okay, you're getting paid all this money. Hargrave has showed up. Eric Armstead is finally healthy again. He's missed 7 weeks with the plantar fasciitis. So, the defensive line needs to step up. They definitely do because running on the Niners isn't like running on the Niners like 2 years ago or last year. You know what I'm saying? People can't run on us. Obviously, Aaron Jones going over 100. That was the first time in quite some time someone did that. And Detroit has 2 good running backs. They got the bruiser and then they got the speed guy. So they're gonna, like I said, defensive line against their offensive line. That's the real battle of this game. Yeah. But you got to take Jared Goff has not played great outside. He hasn't. He's been great indoors. He hasn't been great outdoors. Look the numbers up.
Yep. All right.
We'll see. I can't wait, man. Be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Well, everybody be ready. The games are this weekend, and we are looking forward to watching those. Make sure you join us Sunday night. We will be back. Hot Take Jake, myself, Canteen, and most likely Clubber D. Now, those games we will be on, let's see. We might have to
games. I ain't having.
Yeah, never mind. We might have to come on. Hot Taking Jake and Can may have to come on a little early that day because a 9:30, 10 show like we did last time was a little late. But we'll see. Maybe we'll go on after if they're free. I will be. So that being said, hey y'all, make sure you join us. Go ahead and subscribe at The Bottom Line Sports. Again, The Bottom Line Sports. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple, all your podcasts. If you search Ball and Buds, I will have it up tomorrow. I put every episode up the next day. Also, go to Ball and Buds and subscribe at BALLANDBUDS on YouTube because Clubber D and I are going to have an impromptu combat sports special next Thursday. We're going to do a fan Q&A and all that good stuff to give you a little satiation.
A bunch of questions to answer. I got a ton. Jesus.
Yeah. A bunch of y'all been sending them in. So keep sending those questions in. Email us at ballandbuds at mvpsmb.com. I also have I think I have a Clubber D email, which I need to find. But anyways, go ahead and email your questions in or just send them to us online on social media. And we'll answer all your questions then. Again, that will be next Thursday. So that being said, my friend, for Clubber D, the Combat G4, Hot Take Jake, Canteen, and myself, we are out. Peace.
Get ready, man. Hey. Savant Legacy. Let's go, man.
Hey,
Savant.
shout out.
The NFL Savant. I'm only improving when I win the game, Company.
Hey, he ain't going to be on Sunday, so you may have to. Why is that so loud? Why is that so loud? You can't control the volume on this thing.
Hey,
is crying, then it's going to be a bad night.
The road stops now, bro. I hate to say it. Get ready.
Let's go Celtics. Let's go Celtics. Jake is still upset about his Broncos. No one worries. He's still with me.
They're ready. I'm just thinking facts over feelings.
Shout out Patty. San Francisco versus KC. We got Hot Take Jake in the dark. I don't know what he's doing in the dark.
We'll see you in there, Raven. We'll see you there.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, everybody. From the Bottom Line Sports, we love you.